Rocking chair from Brooklyn.
Rocking chair.
Henry Street, Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
You see the lotus, you'll see it in the pictures. Yeah, there was also a white one, too. There's a white rocking chair in Brooklyn and this green one. Here we have original reel-to-reel tape recorder and tapes from early 60s in New York Temple. Like here's some reel-to-reel tapes. This one is Srila Prabhupada with George Harrison, John Lennon, and Yoko Ono at the Tittenhurst House, September 69. And here, this one is Narada Muni Kirtan, May 1967. And this is the reel-to-reel tape recorder. Early Panasonic model. There's two sizes of tapes. The big one and the medium one. I have a bunch of medium ones here. So that's an interesting artifact from early ISKCON days. And here's some paper documents. Letterhead of the League of Devotees from Jhansi. Actually this says Keshagad Vrindavan, Sri Radha Bans Gopal Temple. And well, I have so many paper documents. Here's a letter Prabhupada wrote in Hindi, 1974. Early Back to Godheads from the 40s, Truth and Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Etc., etc. So many paper things. It's a real challenge to have to be responsible to preserve these things. Prabhupada's hair clippers. These are the hair clippers, last hair clippers. Came out of the Vrindavan Temple Museum when Bhalavanta was doing the investigation in the poison case, 1998. They gave it to him and they removed they brushed some hair pieces from the blades and they tested it and found arsenic.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, Balavanta never claimed the clippers back from the laboratory. So I called and said, I'm working with Mr. Balavanta. He says, can you open the head and see if there's any more hair in there? So he opened it up and he found 2 more pieces of hair inside the clipper. This is a portable tape recorder, one of the viewers that they would take on Prabhupada's walks. The double mic, German technology. There's a letter from the Ford Foundation, dated 1951. It says, we appreciate your interest in bringing these ideas to our attention, but regret to advise you that we are unable to pursue your suggestions concerning the establishment of an association for the intelligent class of people. Ford Foundation has no program in which specific ideas such as you describe might be included. Later, 20 years later, Ambarish, Alfred Ford, became a devotee.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting to know. This is a dictaphone Prabhupada used.
Mm-hmm.
Grundig, another German machine. He would have the switch here, you know. When he would speak, he would press the switch and then let go of it. When he was, let's see, it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
When he was thinking what to say next.
You pause it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is an envelope, ISKCON Press envelope. Of course, it's misspelled. It shows you how untogether devotees were in the early days. He would print their own envelopes and misspell it. But Prabhupada had this on his desk, and he was doodling. He drew the picture of a top.
Mm-hmm.
Plus he had, looks like he had a bank balance of 566, and he wrote a check for 550. Left only, what, $16 in the bank, right? And here's another item that Prabhupada wrote by hand. I think in Calcutta meetings could be arranged in big halls, including universities and institutions, every day in different places. He's giving hints how to preach. This, of course, is the 45, the vinyl 45 record that came out with the Apple Records, 1969, 1970. Became #1 in some places in the world. These are paper documents here. There's too many to go through, to look at. It's just endless. There's old magazine articles from the 60s. There's a little booklet called On Chanting Hare Krishna Mantra by Swami A.C. Bhaktivedanta. Early devotee with the big beads in the park chanting, you know. I don't even know who that is. And then we have, this is early Back to Godhead, issue #1. 15 cents. Purudas from New York, he had all these encapsulated in mylar.
This original one?
Yeah, this is the original one. Sure is. Very good condition. And here's another one. In lesser condition. In my own little book. Early Back to Godheads, Volume 1, number 10. Number 9. Number 8. 7. 5, 4, 3, 6. I have number 2 somewhere also. More and more Back to Godheads here. Number 3. Preserved like this. See, the idea is it's airtight, encapsulated in mylar, so the air doesn't eat the paper. This is an Afghan blanket that you see in photographs of Prabhupada sitting on his Vyasasana at the bowling alley on Park Avenue in Montreal, 1968. This is was a pillow that the cover was crocheted by my ex-wife, Kumari Kanta, and Prabhupada sat on this on the Vyasasana in New Orleans. There's 2. She has one, I have one. As we parted, we sort of split things. This is the Happening album, Prabhupada's first record album, produced by Alan Coleman. When I first joined Krishna Consciousness, we would play this on the tape record player in the Prashadam room day and night. These are Prabhupada's original Bhagavatams he brought from India. 2 sets. 1, 2. Printed in the 60s. In 1989, I reprinted the first volume as a paperback. Exact photocopy, you know, reprinted. And the BBT wrote and said that we didn't have a license, and they forced me under legal threat to send all the books to them. They paid for them at cost, and they distributed them. So when you get a good idea, they don't like it, do they? I don't know what's in here, more documents. This is not exactly associated with Prabhupada, but it's we had it in our museum in Mississippi when we had a Vedic Cultural Museum. This is an original palm leaf scroll. see.
I was writing
I think this is in Telugu, and it's part of the Ramayana.
there. Huh.
And it's from like Lord Chaitanya's time, that old. And here's a smaller edition of part of the Bhagavatam. Have you seen this? That list of offenses?
Yes.
You've seen that, huh? All kinds of paper documents. Early ISKCON envelope. Must be from Rollback to Godhead. Topmost urgency. 1974. Original letter. Amendments to be immediately added to all official registration documents, constitutions, incorporation, party papers, etc. There shall be a governing board committee of trustees appointed by the founder Acharya according to the document Direction of Management dated 1970. The DBC is to act as the instrument for the execution of the will. 1974. So sometimes devotees think that Prabhupada made the Direction of Management in 1970 but never referred to it again. That's not true. Here topmost urgency, he directed them to implement it in 1974, which means that GBC should be elected by the temple presidents, which they're not.